Tom in Beverly Hills, California wants to know, my understanding is that the chief problem with our currency is the quantity and who controls that quantity. Wouldn't a gold-backed dollar give considerable control to the gold producers of the world such as China? And hasn't a gold standard failed many times in the past? What's different if we do it again?
Yeah, no, it hasn't failed in the past. In fact, it's succeeded in the past. That's what's so good about it, is because it has such a good track record of success. What has a track record of failure is fiat money, paper money. You know, our founding fathers understood that when they established the country and put us on a gold standard. They did that for a reason, because they knew how paper money had failed so dismally in the past. They wanted to go with something that was tried and true, and that's what we were put on. And the reason that this country became so wealthy was because we stuck to a gold standard for much of our history. It wasn't until the last century that we really started moving away from it. Not even until 1971 did we completely abandon it. But we had much better economic growth under a gold standard than under a fiat standard. And I think the collapses that we're having are going to be a lot bigger. Has it been perfect? Have there been ups and downs in economies that were on a gold standard? Sure, but not as bad as what you see around the world today in countries that have fiat money. And will it mean that you'll be transferring too much power to Russia or countries, South Africa, or countries that have gold? No, that wasn't the case in the past, and it's not going to be the case now. If they have a lot of gold, sure, they'll be able to use that gold to buy things, just like the OPEC nations use their oil to buy things. But, you know, the world isn't run by Saudi Arabia. Yeah, they make a lot of money selling oil, but we need the oil. It serves a purpose. Meanwhile, you know, they're not calling the shots. And, yeah, if there were some countries that had more gold than others, they would be able to sell that gold for products, just like Saudi Arabia sells oil for products. But at the end of the day, the countries that are the biggest manufacturers would end up with the gold. And the beauty about importing gold versus importing oil, when we import oil from Saudi Arabia, we use it and it's gone. Now we don't have it anymore. We have to go buy more. But if a country, let's say like Russia, had a lot of gold and they wanted to use their gold to buy products, if we got gold in exchange for our exports, we wouldn't use up the gold. We'd have it. And eventually we'd have more gold than they did. If we produced enough and made enough products, you know, we'd earn the gold and keep it. So, you know, I have no concerns. Yes, will some countries benefit if they're lucky enough to have a lot of gold reserves that they can mine? Sure. Just like countries benefit from having all sorts of natural resources, gold is just one of them. But the key is that, you know, gold will function as money where other commodities won't, but it's not going to give that country any special control over the global monetary supply or you know, or anything like that. So no, I think it's just something that the statists, the people who want paper money, that's how they just drum up fear. The big banks, the governments don't want paper money because it takes their power away and it puts the power back to the people where it belongs. And so they come up with all kinds of scare tactics. And one of them is, oh, well, if we are going to gold standard, the whole global economy is going to be controlled by Russia or China or South Africa or countries that have a lot of gold. Meanwhile, you know, Australia has a lot of gold. Canada has a lot of gold. We have a lot of gold here in America, too. You know, there's gold down in South America. There's gold all around the world. The beauty of it is it's pretty scarce. There's not that much of it, and that's why it's so good as money, or one of the many reasons why it's so good as money.